Hi folks, China Guitar Skeptic back with some news about some more seizures, some sellers going into hiding, and finally the seller of the cracked neck guitar gets in touch with the buyer. Yeah, hi folks. Well, some interesting news. I had held off on releasing this because I didn't want to be alarmist, but I've had it from so many sources now, and I've done a little bit of research myself. And you've probably all, or some of you will have heard about the confiscation and seizure of 185 counterfeit guitars going through New Jersey. Yes, there's been several news reports, all of the source material I will quote below so that you can go and read it for yourself. The headlines were that $1 million worth of guitars were seized and destroyed. Yeah, well, if you do the maths, 185 into $1 million equates to about $5,405.40 per guitar. And then they justify that by saying if they were real. Well, of course, they're going to be worth £2,000 to £54,000 if they were real. The thing that alerted the customs was the shoddy packaging, and then when they opened it, obviously the shoddy manufacturer of these guitars. So they included Chibsons, Martins, PRS, Fender, Ernie Ball, and Epiphone. Although, without wishing to cause any offence, one wonders if some of the Epiphones might have been real. Anyway, it looks, folks, like the net is tightening on the Chinese counterfeit thing. Now, personally, you know my views on this. I don't encourage anybody to go out and purchase counterfeit products. I much prefer you avoid infringing the trademarks. But tell us what you think down below. Is this a good thing, these customs seizures? I tell you what it does mean, and that brings me on to my second point, which is about sellers going into hiding. Now, again, I don't want anybody that's still waiting for a guitar through New Jersey to be overly concerned. It looks like some of you may have lost them. I can't tell you for sure because I don't know the ins and outs. However, what I can tell you is that on the forum, on the ChinaGuitarSkeptic.com website, there is a guy who runs a list of sellers who people have had better than average service from, and sellers to avoid. I don't subscribe to that myself. As you know, I feel that anything that promotes the sale of fake goods is not good, and I'm not encouraging that. However, I have had contact in the last few days from at least two of the sellers, Kathy and Guitar Monopoly, to ask to come off of that list. And I've heard through another seller who hasn't asked to come off that list, in fact two other sellers who haven't asked to come off that list, and also from several YouTube members saying that this is directly because of the New Jersey confiscation, that every now and then, and I remember it happened to Guitar Monopoly about a year ago, every now and then they seem to go into hiding, they go out of existence. Could that be because the US authorities go after them? Well, I'll leave that to your judgment as well, folks, but it wouldn't surprise me at all. Anyway, they've asked if they can be taken off, and can they come back on later when things are settled down? The answer is, I'm not interested. I'm really not interested in fake sellers at all. If they would like to come to me and make a suggestion for how they can produce a guitar that doesn't infringe copyright, I'll support and promote them. But until such time, when it's fakes and counterfeits, no thank you, not on the China Guitar Skeptic website, and preferably not on the forum, although I don't restrict freedom of speech of our members, so I haven't taken down the sellers list. It's freedom of speech as far as I'm concerned, folks. Which brings me on to the last thing. Our recent videos on the broken neck Les Paul R9 that came in, and the work that I did to contact the seller, who I showed you in a previous video. Well, he's been back in touch with the buyer as he promised. Unfortunately, that was via Facebook, where there were, shall we say, some heated exchanges. Really not what I was expecting from that seller, having spoken to him. And to be fair, reading some of the comments that went back and forward between them, I feel that our buyer was perfectly reasonable, and wasn't rude at all, and nothing justifies the replies he was getting. Anyway, golden rule here, folks, is don't use Facebook to talk to these people. Don't talk to them anywhere outside of AliExpress email, because then it's all recorded in the dispute process. So, once again, it looks like the net's tightening, folks, but I'm not going to make that call. You tell me what you think, and I'm sure this will be discussed all over the forum. And I'm really sorry if you've lost any money in this, but that is another of the risks of buying counterfeit goods in China. I hope you've found this video informative and enjoyed it. Take care, folks, and until I speak to you again, wishing you all lots of great rocking.